there. Phil Penarski here with the Wood TV Live Desk. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your Tuesday. As always, on every Tuesday, Storm Teammate meteorologist Blake Harms joins us. And Blake, we were actually planning on talking about the exciting 4th of July forecast, but then something happened overnight, really, and has kind of put us in a bit of a haze, to say the least.
That's right, Phil. Yeah, well, let's actually take you to the live cam that we have on top of our studios here overlooking downtown Grand Rapids. As of this morning, Grand Rapids is the city with the worst air quality in the country. And it's not just here in Grand Rapids. Really, much of West Michigan is seeing dense wildfire smoke this morning. You can see it off on the horizon there in Allendale, as well as over at the Gerald R. Ford International Airport this morning. And that's actually dropping. Visibility's down substantially. We're down to 1 mile in Grand Rapids, 3/4 of a mile in Muskegon, and that is all from smoke that is mixing down to the surface. So it's been rather remarkable to watch it unfold. It's a very strong smell. Right now we're under cloud cover, but I think as the sun comes out this afternoon, it's going to become even more noticeable as we're going to be clouded and haze under what would otherwise be sunny skies.
Right, no, and we were talking a little bit earlier just kind of how unique really this was to happen sort of just overnight like this, and how quickly it kind of set in. And as you mentioned, you know, it seems just kind of cloudy, a little foggy and everything. Once that sun kind of pops out, it may start to feel really like, you know, we're in a whole different part of the country right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just something we're not used to this much. We've been dealing with wildfire smoke from Canada through much of the late spring and early summer, but certainly not this extreme. And in fact, as of today, our air quality level is now down to very unhealthy, with an AQI that has been pushing 220 as of the last hour or two, and it will likely get worse as we head into the afternoon. And so this isn't just unhealthy for sensitive groups, it's really anyone spending a prolonged period of time exerting themselves outside that leaves themselves vulnerable to some issues related to the air quality today.
And there's some tips right there I see on the side of that screen there, Blake, but you know, just for everybody kind of, you know, living through this, you would recommend probably staying indoors as long as you can and trying to avoid being out for prolonged periods of time.
Yeah, if you are in the sensitive category, have some respiratory issues, stay inside, close the windows, turn the AC on, and that's really not a bad idea for just about everybody.
Right.
But what you probably want to avoid is any long period of exertion outside where you're taking in a bunch of air at a fast pace just because of the smoke. And actually, if we step through our future cast here, you can see the smoke likely actually get worse into the mid-afternoon, that area of yellow and orange, and then we start to see some reprieve by the overnight hours tonight into Wednesday. We'll still have some hanging around, but not nearly as extreme as what we've been experiencing so far today.
Right, so we're going to be seeing this for majority of today, if not the rest of today, and possibly even into tomorrow morning.
That's correct, yeah. And the air quality alert's in effect today. Wouldn't be too surprised if we get another one tomorrow, but today is going to be the worst of the haze for now here in West Michigan.
And is it unusual, I guess, you know, you said that typically for this time of the year it's a little unusual, but just for how quickly it moved in, is that at all unusual?
Yeah, so what's happening is, we have a low pressure system that's moving through the Great Lakes. That's what brought us some of our rain showers yesterday, and also the storms on Sunday. So as that low pulls out, we have northeasterly winds that are pulling their way down. And as a result, the wildfires in Canada, the smoke is being pulled down along with northeasterly wind. And so it kind of puts us in an unusual position to where we are kind of the conveyor belt of smoke that's been rolling through West Michigan, and that's continuing to make itself known here today.
Right, and you know, just kind of wrapping up, Blake, you know, obviously Canada is dealing with a lot of these wildfires that is bringing the smoke in. We saw it earlier on this year. Really the eastern part of the country was getting hit a lot with the smoke. But as these wildfires, you know, sort of continue, and as they, you know, continue to burn in Canada, could we potentially expect this to keep happening, or is this sort of maybe a little bit of a rare occurrence that you're seeing just now with all those systems moving in?
It's hard to tell, Phil, because, you know, the wildfire smoke can only be forecasted out by a few days because it depends on how the wildfires are doing, if they're under control. I mean, based on how our pattern's been, wouldn't be surprised to see some periods of smoke continue. However, we're shifting out of a pattern where we've had a lot of easterly wind to now more of what we call a progressive pattern, where we'll more consistently have winds out of the west. And so that would theoretically help our cause to not see as consistent of smoke on a daily occurrence.
Yeah. All right, yeah. Now, just get into some of the comments right now, Blake. Just people with a couple of questions. You know, obviously, we've touched on some of them, but, you know, people may just be tuning in. When can we sort of expect this smoke to maybe leave the area and kind of make it, a little bit more visible, a little bit more tolerable for people to be outside.
We'll see some noticeable improvement tomorrow. It's still going to be some smoke hanging around, but I don't believe it's going to be smoke that drops their visibility down to a mile like what we're experiencing right now.
All right, yeah, no, definitely something to keep an eye on. I know you and the rest of the storm team are going to be on top of this, as you always are. And for everybody wondering, you can find a lot more information regarding this and kind of also keep up to date on what's going on with the air quality and also these wildfire smokes coming into West Michigan right now over on our website, woodtv.com. We're going to have continuous coverage on all of our newscasts throughout the day. Blake, as always, thank you so much for stopping by the live desk today.
Thanks for having me, Phil.
Of course. And I want to thank everybody else for tuning in to this latest edition of the Wood TV Live Desk. I'm Phil Pinarski, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.